Now let's talk about the labor agitations. The Fair Wages and Salaries Commission is making a final attempt at bringing closure to the concerns of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG. Now, fresh negotiations are underway between both parties after the Fair Wages Commission last night invited leadership of UTAG to deal with their concerns before the expiration of the 10-day window of opportunity to end the strike. Meanwhile, we understand that President Akufo-Addo is expected to join stakeholders at the National Labour Conference scheduled to start next Monday. The Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations explains that this move is aimed at ensuring timely response to happenings on the labour front. Fortunately, we've been joined now by El Ankra, who's Head of Public Affairs at the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, joining us now to provide some clarity to what's going on between the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission as well as UTAG, and then what we are to expect at the National Labour Conference. El, first of all, break down the expectations about the meeting for us. What are we to expect out of this engagement between your outfit and leadership of UTAG? El Ankra, we seem to be having a challenge hearing you. If you could unmute for us so we can hear you. Well.
Hello, can you hear me?
El, if you can hear me, I'm asking one more about the expectation out of the meetings that are underway between the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission as well as leadership of UTAG. What's the expected outcome?
Well, the meeting started today. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, good, great. Okay, so the meeting started today and it was quite cordial. We could not go deep into the issues. It was an introductory meeting. Remember, this is the first time we're meeting since the call of the strike, and following the calling of the strike, Fair Wages was then at liberty to invite them for the engagement process. So that was what happened today. Nothing much. We've not gone into the hard crust yet, but this was how it went about.
It's interesting that you made a last-minute call, if I may call it that way. Pardon me if I'm not referring to it right, but we understand that the meeting was called last night. Is that to say that government is finally seeing reason with the concerns that UTAG has?
Well, government always finds reasons with concerns that any group of workers have. Of course, there have been discussed so letter was actually before then there had been engagements as to the setting of the date for the meeting. Definitely, we couldn't have just written a letter without earlier consultations, just like last night, and expect the members from all around the country to assemble this morning. So there had been earlier engagements.
And so we don't intend to dwell so much on the meeting, but how long will this engagement go on? Because the fear out there and the anxiety on the part of parents as well is that, well, this is another cycle of tussle between government and UTAG. In the end, the students may suffer again. How about that?
Yeah, I understand the concerns that you are expressing, but this is the thing with the conduct of negotiations. No one party is able to say, okay, this is how this meeting, how long this engagement is supposed to run, and this is when we expect it to end. It's a negotiation, and we are at the within early days yet. The parties will have to then decide together what the key issues are, what it will take to resolve the key issues, and then we'll be able to tell how long it's going to run. The important thing is both parties are at the table, are around the table, and that's what all stakeholders have been talking about since they went on strike.
Right, and at least we know that this is just a part of the bigger conversation that is set to happen later. That will be next week. We're expecting that the president, of course, will join stakeholders and also the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations to have the National Labour Conference. What are we to expect out of this series of engagements that will start next Monday?
It's great. It's a 2-day. It's a 2-day conference, the National Labour Conference, and like you rightly said, the keynote address will be delivered by His Excellency the President, and then there will be other contributions from the main stakeholders, that's organizations, employers, and going to happen under the theme strengthening tripartism for building peaceful labor relations and resilient economy. So as the tripartite stands, the Minister for Employment is the one who chairs the tripartite. He will be there to deliver his speech, and then employers with Mr. Champon from Ghana Employers Association will say something concerning their end, and then Dr. Yauba, who is the Secretary General of Trades Union Congress of Ghana, will be there. The Minister for Finance will also be there to give a technical presentation on the state of the economy. And then the following day, we'll go into technical discussions, which will look at salaries and conditions of service and productivity, on global pensions, sustainable pensions, and then another key issue on prevention and managing labor disputes. So these are the key issues that will be dealt with.
The opening statement, I mean, I wish we had that statement now on the screen so you could respond to that, but it appears that you're giving an indication, and I mean by extension the ministry, that we don't have a timely response to issues happening on the labor front, and for which reason you are bringing stakeholders together to coordinate and to devise a better strategy. Is that to say that that's what's accounting for instance, the protracted deadlock between UTAG and the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission and other issues happening on the labor front generally? Well, if you can hear me, I hope you're on with us.
The engagement, remember, is something that occurs period, happens to be one that we are holding on the national level. So it's not something we might want to call a knee-jerk reaction to whatever labor agitations there have been so far. Tripartite meets periodically, and this is one of them. It said that this one is on a more or less national scale.
The connection is not so favorable, but I would want to find out if we could have your last take on this. But what's the assurance out there to parents, those who may be waiting on the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, to at least give them some level of assurance between on the negotiations that we have going on? Okay, we seem to be having some challenges there. But definitely, as and when we have any updates from the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission on the outcome of the negotiations ongoing, which is actually underway as we speak, between UTAG and his outfit, we'll bring you some updates on that. Remember that this is The Pulse with me, Blessed Sugan. We'll return with some more stories. Stay with us.